own a home or have plans to in the future? Or are you upside down in your mortgage and need help? Tune in right now to the Call Toni Real Estate Radio Show with Toni Patillo and her co-host Carla Dennis. This is where you come to learn about buying real estate. Here's Toni.
Hello, Los Angelinos. I'm your host, Toni Patillo, and you're listening to Call Toni Real Estate Radio here on KEIB AM 1150, The Patriot.
Toni, you made a very profound announcement. You talked about taking a show on a hiatus and your decision behind that. You have been in such great service of your clients, your business, and you're such a giver. I really want to know what really drives you. What's behind the drive to be such a passionate, giving person?
That's a great question, Carla. I just have to say that I think it comes from my parents. When I was growing up, they actually had a passion to work with the community. It's kind of a long story, but I'm not going to bore you with the long story. Mm-hmm. But, I grew up as a little girl up in Washington State. And my mother was a real estate broker. Okay. And originally, she went up there to get some work. And when we got there and they discovered, we had our first bout with racism, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of interesting. But my parents ended up getting quite involved in the civil rights movement. So their whole thing was really about empowering the community at the time and educating the community. And at that point, that is kind of what I grew up in, where we were literally always working with the community and children and empowering those kids and giving them hope. And at the time, I really wasn't tuned into it.
Right.
It just was what was around me all the time. As I became an adult, I guess it's just in my DNA that my thing is about, being of service. There's something to be said for giving people hope. And when you come up in an environment where people have been kind of beaten down, so to speak, it's just important for people to understand that they don't have to be beaten down and they don't have to be in a negative space. They can have anything they want. Right. They can do anything they want. So I don't know if it was necessarily real estate. That desire, that burning thing didn't come from real estate. And I was in the entertainment business for 20 years. And actually, entertainment and real estate have just been the vehicles. Right. But the burning desire is all about empowerment. So, no matter what arena I'm in, that's what turns me on, is how can I empower someone to realize their dreams or to, make themselves better or, to rise up.
It's interesting because you said beaten down, like a community that's been beaten down. I'm starting to kind of understand why you're moving into senior transitions, because I think seniors are taken advantage of all the time because because people think, predators think that they can get over on seniors, which is why they need such a community to look after them.
That's right.
And so I'm guessing that's where all that comes from.
That's exactly where it comes from.
Right.
And it's interesting that you brought that to light, because I was seeing that with my brother. When I found out, first of all, I detected that my brother was kind of confused about a couple of things in his memory. He was dealing with some memory loss. And he was living by himself over in Arizona. All his kids are grown and all over the states, right? But when I started asking him questions about the health professionals that he was working with, I wasn't getting the proper answers the answers that I was looking for. And I decided to go there and see what was going on. Right. And what I found is that many of these seniors are being taken advantage of. They don't know but what you tell them to do. My brother had been bleeding from his colon for the last year.
Oh, boy.
And there was no professional that had any records in their notes that said, is given by the National Association of Realtors. And you have to go to very specific training to acquire this certification. Making a safe place for you to be aging in, and or is it time, knowing when it's time to make a transition, being able to identify whether or not you should be downsizing and going to an assisted living facility. Right. We want to remind you that Call Toni Real Estate Radio airs every Saturday at 2 p.m. on The Patriot here at AM 1150, where we are committed to bringing you tools for positive change. If you've tuned in late and you'd like to go back and listen to the full show, please go to calltoni.com and click on Listen Now. You can always call us at our off-air number at 888-309-9797. That's 888-309-9797. We want to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. And as always, we want you to have a magical weekend.